reacting to woke TikToks. And I did pick a theme this time because sometimes I don't be picking themes, but this time I did. Woke teachers. Because what's the article right now? I'm going to look this up actually. Homeschool rates increasing. It's like recently there was like a huge explosion. America's public schools are losing students. The number of homeschool students doubled to about 5 million. And that's a really big deal. I mean, what is there? 30 million people? What's it, 300 million people? 300 million people in the country. 5 million of those people being homeschooled is kind of a big deal. You know, when you think about the spiderweb effect of that many people who are raised under homeschooling and how they're out in society and participating in it, that's a big deal. I said 30 million because I was thinking in California, which the population of California is 30 million. The population of California is bigger than Canada. It's like crazy to me. But anyways, if you're wondering why there's such an explosion in parents opting their kids out of public school and saying, you know, maybe this isn't for me, we're going to show you why. Here's example A, exhibit, if you will, A.
So I have a lot of these comments, so I figured I'd jump in and show one of the mini lessons I do through the year around inclusivity. So I usually start with this book, which I absolutely love. It introduces a variety of pronouns as well as multiple pronouns that someone might use. There's also a great video on amaze.org that goes into pronouns and how to respect people's pronouns. All these lessons are done in our morning meeting or in our ELA time because they're connected with writing and with reading. And they hit all our standards. This year's chart is a little wonky, but all of these are from the students, the description.
Personal pronouns. Let's zoom in on this. They're doing a whole lesson on how to ask people their pronouns. Never mind the fact that if you ask a trans person like me, for which I know people act like I'm the black sheep of the community and I'm just so different than every other trans person, there's a lot of other people like me in the trans community that if you ask me my pronouns, I'm actually going to be offended. I'm actually going to be put off. So this teacher having these kids say that it's a sign of respect to say, what are your pronouns? What would you like me to call you? How do you identify? These are all lists. If you ask me that, I'm genuinely going to take offense because I did not put these in my body. I did not feminize my face. I did not transition. I did not change my name, all that shit, to still have some annoying green-haired ZZM talking about, how do you identify? Well, guess what? If you can't tell by looking at me, I'm doing something wrong. But I know the data and I'm not doing anything wrong because everywhere I go, it's she, and that's inherent. But it's like, that's how you know there's a divide between like trans people and like trans people who are like trans politically. There are transgender people and there are trans political people. This is a trans political person. And you're teaching kids about this. How about we teach kids like financial literacy? How to participate in society. How to pull out a loan, how to buy a house. Life skills. How about a what are we going to do class? What are we going to do if my car goes underwater and I have 30 seconds to live? What do I do if a bear attacks me? What if I do if a rabid pit bull attacks my 3-year-old daughter? Like real shit. And I know that sounds like, oh, people always say that, okay, because it's true. Like there's no real life skills taught in class. I spent years talking about a rhombus. I don't know what an rhombus is. Is it rhombus or a rhombus? See, I don't know. Granted, God bless the people who use math in their daily lives as an adult. These are the people that get us on rockets to the moon. These are the people that would, and there's such a lane for that, and I respect it. I don't get it. It's like you're talking in tongues if you're talking math to me. I'm a language person. I speak. I write. I interact. But like, the fact remains that like maybe we should figure out how to better identify kids who are for that lane, kids who are not, and then teach everyone real life shit. It's like, I would rather my kid be taught financial literacy than pronouns.
And definition I help them with, but then the what to say and how to correct comes explicitly from them. And as you can see, it hangs up on our social justice wall right behind me. And then the infamous
Social
llama
justice
corn
world.
and narwhal is what we move into. So we actually practice the sayings they came up with using the stuffed animals. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple, something anyone can do in a morning meeting or during a block.
Here's a tip. If your kid's still playing with stuffed animals, they don't need to learn about gender fluidity. Just saying. Here's another one. Non-binary teacher gets their validation when students use their correct pronouns. These are the people teaching your kids. Yeah, God knows why homeschooling rates are exploding. Why do schools keep hiring people that look like this? Everyone wants to act so like skittish when people bring up looks. Like, don't bring looks into it. I'm sorry. There is a look for these people who are interested in talking to kids about gender and sexuality and gender identity and trans this and trans that. It's the colored hair. It's the shaved heads. It's the clear emotional instability. It's the wearing a mask up to your fucking eyelids. Like, there is a look, and I'm going to need schools to stop hiring these people. Because these people are just like frothing at the mouth. Can't wait to tell kids about gender and transitioning and hormones and just can't wait. Go home at night just dreaming up new ways to bring it into a conversation where it wasn't warranted. It's just crazy. Like what? Oh my God. For audio listeners, this is a post that went viral from a woke teacher with pronouns in her bio talking about she, her, L. What kind of pronoun is L? I don't even know. But then you zoom in, it's just like a basic white libbed out woman named Natalie. But sure, you got pronouns and the trans flag, and you're one of us. Sure, I'm supposed to see camaraderie in you because you have a trans flag in your bio, even though your name's Natalie and you're not trans and you're not gay and you're just a busybody bitch. God, my fucking blood pressure. Today we talked about the pride flag. She wrote what we noticed on it and what we're all seeing it flying at our school. We are learning what it means to be loving and inclusive to all members of our community. And it's a bunch of like literal like 4 or 5-year-olds flying trans flags and gay flags and these flags that I can't even keep up with. They have like the non-binary circle. It's just teach them how to read. Teach them how to write. Teach them how to do math for the ones that are going to take us to the moon. Like, this is just too much. Why? My whole thing is like, why is it necessary? And that's the thing no one can answer. It's just why is it necessary? Here's another teacher. Elementary school teacher says educators shouldn't use boys and girls, the phrase, because society views boys and girls as being different, and that needs to stop.
PSA to all educators, especially elementary school educators, do us all a favor, society a favor, and stop breaking your kids up into boys groups and girls groups. Please stop doing it, especially at an elementary level. For academics.
This is the other look they always have, by the way. For audio listeners, it's just some short hair, big rim glasses, clearly emotionally unstable, clearly like eternally running away from her conservative father, just like so upset, pointing at the camera, talking about gender is not real. It's like, that's a look as well. And it's because these people really are collectivists. So people think it's a moot point to bring up how they all have a look. Actually, it's a very real point because they're all collectivists. So they're all literally replicas of each other. That's why they say the exact same shit. They run off talking points. They're NPCs. They're just colorful NPCs.
For athletics, for all things, stop breaking them up into boys and girls groups. First of all, boys and girls are basically growing at the same level throughout infancy, throughout toddlerhood, and throughout elementary school. It's not until upper elementary where girls actually take off and grow quicker and stronger than boys that later catch up in high school. So this idea that they can't work together, they can't play together, it's not safe, it's wrong. It's not the correct idea. And it creates this idea that boys and girls are inherently different, which is something we're trying to stop in our society.
There is no we here, bitch. Who is we? No, really, who is we? Because you're clearly, I'm not included in that. I'm trans. So if the we is the trans community trying to change the idea that boys and girls are inherently different, if that's the we, I'm out. So you don't have me. Who is we? Just leftists? Okay, well, guess what? You don't run the fucking world. Not everyone agrees with you. And you're objectively wrong. There's no difference between boys and girls inherently. Really? Really? So they don't statistically gravitate towards different toys in infancy. They don't statistically gravitate towards different activities. They don't statistically, have different strengths and weaknesses and interests. All of that? What are you talking about? That's why we call these people the flat earthers of gender, because what they believe is literally anti-science. They trust the science, always pro-science, TM. It's never actually that, because when it comes to what they don't want you to think or what they want you to think, it's different, right? So trust the science if it's about me forcing you to take an injection you don't want, but don't trust the science if it says that males and females have some inherent differences. Why am I trans if males and females don't have any inherent differences? Why'd I do this? Thank God short hair Kelly over here swooped in to let me know that there's no difference between men and women and that my transition was useless. Thank God for these new people barging their way into the trans community to let us know that it's actually been wrong this entire time. There's no difference between boys and girls, but also we should cut off girls' breasts if they like boy things. And also we should cut off boys' penises if they like girl things. But there's no difference between boys and girls. Reconcile with your dad. It's okay. I'm sure he's not that bad. I know he's an evil Trumper. My God, short hair Kelly, I know he's a Trumper, right? I know. But please, give him a chance. Fix that hole in your heart. Mend that darkness. And maybe you'll stop going on these rampages to TikTok talking about boys and girls aren't real. Shout out to short hair Kelly,
So do us all a favor. Break your kids up into levels. Break your kids up into hair color for all I care. But please, please, please stop breaking your kids up into boys and girls group.
Hair color is objectively way less consequential than gender. There are so many more valid reasons to separate students by gender than hair color. But you know what? It's cool, short hair Kelly. You have all the power. You're getting hired. You're in these schools. You're infecting these kids' brains. You win. But please just link up with your dad. I think it would benefit the whole family. Listen. It's a wrap for this episode, you guys. I gotta go hop on this plane to LA. And a lot more content coming soon. Like I said, I'm going to be on several podcasts out there. I'm going to film a cute little collab with Buck Angel. So stay tuned for that. And I love you guys. Please follow this channel. Subscribe to it. Subscribe to the main channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And please, 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 I love you forever. If you rate me on Spotify, because it really does help me out so much. More than I could ever say, really. Leave me a rating. If you listen to it on audio and you've never thought to rate, it's simple, quick, 2 clicks, and it helps me out so much. So I'll see you guys when I get back from LA, and I love you. If you guys enjoyed that short clip from the podcast, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel as well as my main channel and watch the full episode, which will be somewhere on the screen.